issue of wages, which is the third and most significant, some say, the most significant part of the bill. Now, in issuing Executive Order 93 today, Governor McCrory also issued a video statement about it. We do have that statement, and here's Governor McCrory in Raleigh.
I'm North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory. North Carolina proudly welcomes all people to live, work, and visit our great state. We didn't become the 9th most populous state in the nation by accident. We have long held traditions of both ensuring equality for all our citizens and visitors, while also respecting the privacy of everyone. We are also a state that strives to allow our people and businesses to be as independent as possible without overreaching government regulations. These North Carolina values of privacy and equality came into conflict recently when the Charlotte City Council passed a new mandate that forced on businesses a citywide ordinance of bathroom and locker room regulations, something, frankly, we had never seen or had before in that great city or in North Carolina. Simply put, this government overreach was a solution in search of a problem. In fact, Charlotte City Council rejected this proposal less than 1 year ago. In a letter prior to the vote, I notified the Charlotte City Council that this unnecessary and intrusive mandate conflicts with basic expectations of privacy in the most private of settings. Therefore, as I expected, the state took action on what was seen as government overreach. You know, after listening to people's feedback during the past several weeks on this issue, I have come to the conclusion that there's a great deal of misinformation, misinterpretation, confusion, passion, and frankly, selective outrage and hypocrisy, especially against the great state of North Carolina. But based on this feedback, I am taking action to affirm the state's commitment to privacy and equality. To that end, today I have signed an executive order with the goal of achieving that fine balance. It accomplishes the following. First, it maintains common sense, gender-specific restroom and locker room facilities in government buildings and in our schools. And when possible, it allows for facilities for those who have unique or special circumstances. Second, the private sector can make its own policy with regard to restrooms, locker rooms, and/or shower facilities. This is not a government decision. This is your decision in the private sector. Third, I have affirmed the private sector and local government's right to establish its own non-discrimination employment policies. And fourth, as governor, I have expanded our state equal employment opportunity policy to clarify that sexual orientation and gender identity are included. And fifth, I will immediately seek legislation in the upcoming short session to reinstate the right to sue for discrimination in North Carolina state courts. Simply put, I have listened to the people of North Carolina, and the people of North Carolina are entitled to both privacy and equality. We can and we must achieve both of these goals. Now, I know these actions will not totally satisfy everyone, but the vast majority of our citizens want common sense solutions to complex issues. This is the North Carolina way. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless the great state of North Carolina.
That's North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory in Raleigh addressing Executive Order 93, which was signed today. And again, it maintains gender-specific restroom and locker facilities in government buildings and schools, affirms the private sector can establish its own restroom and locker policies, affirms the private sector and local government's right to establish their own non-discrimination employment policies, expands the state's employment policy to cover sexual orientation and gender identity for state employees, and seeks legislation to reinstate the right to sue in state court for discrimination. Now, while some people applauded the governor on his efforts to reform some parts of House Bill 2, Others saw it as no real progress at all. The Human Rights Campaign, which is the nation's largest lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender civil rights organization, and Equality North Carolina, the state's LGBT advocacy organization, blasted Governor McCrory, saying that he continues to fail to lead in the repeal of House Bill 2. In a joint statement that was issued this afternoon, both organizations said that while the governor's executive order extends protections to state workers, it does nothing to fix what they call vile and discriminatory provisions that he signed into law. It goes on to say that under House Bill 2, transgendered people are prohibited from using restrooms consistent with their gender identity in public buildings, including the University of North Carolina campuses and the Raleigh-Durham Airport. It further stated that cities can't hold, the statement went on to say that cities can't adopt ordinances designed to prohibit discrimination against their residents and visitors, and that the governor's executive order does not undo the damage to the state's non-discrimination laws, which prevents individuals from bringing suit in state courts. Now, the statement concluded by saying that the Human Rights Campaign and Equality North Carolina will continue to call on Governor McCrory and the state's elected leaders to repeal House Bill 2. Well, the fallout continues over North Carolina's new anti-LGBT discrimination law. Community leaders, church officials, and hundreds of others gathered in Winston-Salem on Monday to voice their concerns about House Bill 2. They say the legislative measure makes the state the most oppressive in the nation. Kim Wynn of WGHP Fox 8 in High Point has the story.
Through song and worship, hundreds of people gathered at Green Street United Methodist Church in Winston-Salem to speak out against House Bill 2.
And if we do not stop this now in its tracks, none of us are safe and none of us are free.
Religious leaders from all backgrounds, community members, and attorneys explained that the bill was about much more than just bathrooms. Law professor Sid Shapiro says the bill also prevents cities and counties from setting their own minimum wage. It also prevents city and county governments from passing anti-discrimination laws.
These changes make North Carolina the most repressive state in the Union.
Senior pastor of the church, Reverend Kelly Carpenter, says he organized the event to address unanswered questions about the bill and the transgender community.
When this bill came up and became law, we were very, very concerned.
Carpenter says the church is one of many congregations in Winston-Salem which has openly welcomed the LGBT community.
We have a number of transgender folks as part of our congregation, and so we really wanted to speak out about this. The misinformation and the myths and the fears and the transphobia that has been projected because of this bill needs to be addressed.
Kim Wynn reporting for WGHP Fox 8 in High Point, North Carolina. By the way, as you may know, several companies and performers have pulled out of business deals with North Carolina over House Bill 2. Last week, Bruce Springsteen canceled his concert at the Greensboro Coliseum over House Bill 2, and today Deutsche Bank announced that it will not bring 250 new jobs to its center in Cary, North Carolina, because of the law. Of course, a lot's going on with House Bill 2 day by day, it seems. We'll keep you updated on the latest information, and we've also posted this story on our Facebook page. You can find it there by going to facebook.com/StarNewsTV. Now let's take a look at our weather forecast at now, 10 minutes before the hour. Take a look at that beautiful downtown Reidsville, North Carolina. And there in the background, you see Budding Future. The guy walked by. Now you're looking at Budding Future, and that's the new art sculpture. Speaking of controversy, boy, that sculpture has really seemed to have brought out some controversy here. People either like it or they hate it. I have to admit I like it. I do. I really do like it. I think it's unique. I think it does tell a story. Some people don't feel that way, but it's gorgeous. Take a look. You can see the Commonwealth, what's now Commonwealth Brands in the background. It used to be American Tobacco Company, and but every day is a beautiful day in downtown Reidsville, no matter what the weather is. Well, right now the weather is absolutely beautiful. We have sunny skies after a miserable early start this morning, But what about the rest of this week? Star News' own Matt Smith is right here to tell us all about it.
Well, the clouds and rain are finally going to make way for some warmer weather and sunshine. Hi there, Matt Smith and your Star Weather in the high definition. Well, when we shot this, there was still quite a bit of heavy clouds out there. General overcast sky, too, but we were seeing a few breaks through the clouds of some blue skies out there. And as the afternoon has gone on, things have been a little bit better on that state. Things are going to be clearing out. Now, it is going to be chilly for at least a couple of nights. Temperatures in the evenings expected to be down in the 40s, but daytime highs, those things are going to get up into the upper 60s and low 70s as we head toward the weekend. The drive-in on Highway 14 this morning showing still some areas of patchy water on the roads, but things are drying out now, and very soon we're going to see those blue skies, and they're expected to stay around for at least about 5 days. Well, here's what things look like on the National Weather Radar Composite. You can see over eastern North Carolina still some heavy shower activity there, and some of that reaching up into Tidewater, Virginia, and the Delmarva Peninsula. But as things go on in the day and on into this evening, we're going to see the stars come out tonight, and things are going to be even better. The last of the rain finally making it through the central part of the Piedmont and heading down toward that big, broad expanse of the North Carolina coastal plain. I think folks that are going to the beach may see the showers and everything for the next few days, but by at least tomorrow, I think even that's going to be clearing out. Our local Star Doppler radar shows earlier today there were some showers around Caswell County over into Person County, but as the evening progressed, you see more of what was over the majority of our radar today, which was no returns from the weather radar. That means, of course, that skies are going to be clearing out, and the weather map showing a high pressure that's over Iowa and Wisconsin right now, pushing a cold front through the area that is finally drying us out and making way for what we hope is going to be a little bit of warmer weather coming up, especially as we get closer to the end of the week. Well, the satellite picture shows you the dark areas on the satellite are clear skies where all the sun's getting down through there, and yes, it is beautiful. The high temperatures for today, a little on the coolish side, 50s and 60s over most of North Carolina, but those 70s and the 80s in the Southland, and they'll be getting here before you know it. Temperature is expected to be in the lower 60s through Friday, then by Saturday and Sunday, upper 60s to low 70s, lows at night, upper 30s to low 40s. Matt Smith with Star Weather on Star News.
In the category of Master ASE Certified Auto